it's hot.
I don't know how much further.
Did you get the directions?
I just kind of feeling it out. You got to sniff it out, Rowdy. Because circus folks, you know, when they're performing, you can see them. But when they're resting, you can't see them.
They're magic.
Yeah, they're hiding.
Magic.
Rowdy! Look at there!
It's.
Lorraine Ashton's Classic Circus. Yeah!
Lorraine, are you home?
We first met the Ashtons at the Lismore show. We were next door performing neighbours. It was a mutual love of comedy, craftsmanship and ridiculous antics that drew us together. We watched their shows, they watched our shows, and we all delighted in making each other laugh. You see, show people love to be entertained.
It's very exciting to be here, Lorraine and Gary.
It was a nice surprise when I looked around the corner and I seen that lovely red vehicle.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then the girls were there, weren't they?
Yeah, but listen, what worried me, I thought, crikey, with that rain the other night, that they're stuck here for a few days.
Oh, wouldn't worry us.
Well, worry me. It worry me.
They could help us round up the geese and do all
Oh,
that.
yeah, they've got you.
Hey, Lorraine.
What?
Can you tell us the official facts that the Ashton Circus is the oldest circus in Australia?
Yeah, when we were showing Launceston, I looked it up and there was a registration, came for the first registered circus, and the Performing Arts in Melbourne told us that our family was one of the two oldest family-owned businesses in Australia. And I said that, well, our circus is older than some states and most towns.
And Ashtons are now 7 generations?
I think it's 7. I'm the 5th.
You're 5th, yep.
Six.
Oh,
Must
wow,
be
there's a
more.
bit
Must
more.
be more. Must be
Eight
more.
or nine.
Eighth generation, because I've got great-grandchildren.
Great-grandchildren.
They're not so good. They say great, but they're not real good. They're a little long.
And circus is a bit like, we were talking about it today, Rowdy, a little bit like farming, isn't it? Where you've got
Like farm
the
families.
whole family can get involved in the business.
Basically, the circus, and it's not just Australia, it's all over the world,
Yeah.
were family things. Like they were family businesses where everybody...
But basically, we're all related to distantly or whatever it is. And everything.
I think, I don't know if it was planned, but it was imperative that you had a big family because
Yeah,
you
but
didn't have
Mum
to
and Dad
pay
only
them,
had
did
2
you?
kids.
Yeah.
didn't-
There's enough work for
They
everybody.
didn't line up on Sunday at payday to get paid.
Oh, I'm going to have to move
Yeah,
because my butt's not getting so funny anymore. It's getting jammed up.
Oh, Tammy and Chino.
Tammy.
Oh, no,
Tammy.
Tammy. Marty.
Marshall,
Marty.
come over, Marshall. Sorry.
Ow, that was my toe, you idiot. Dad
They
doesn't
say that marriage is a 3-ring circus. Did you know that?
No. Tell us
Well,
more.
there we go. Well, they say there's the engagement ring, and there's the wedding ring,
Where's this going?
And then
and
there's,
then there's
the
suffering.
suffering.
And so with that, we'll introduce Dad's wife, Lorraine.
Like, what's your favourite thing about touring and showing in Australia?
I really like putting up and pulling down the tents. I just like that. That's what I've done. No, I did. Actually, no, too many hits with the boomerang on the back of the head doing the boomerang gag. No, don't get me wrong. I love performing. I love clowning. The easiest act that I learnt was the Wheel of Death. To me, that was the easiest, but the most dangerous thing because you're walking on a, thing about that.
Yeah.
We've got one of them over there, and 30 feet up in the air, but I enjoyed it.
Keep going around. Couple of
Lorraine,
words.
what's your
Lorraine?
favourite thing about touring Australia?
Keep it down to about 15 minutes.
Seconds.
What was it? Oh, no. Yeah, I enjoy everything because I think it's going there and entertaining the audience and ad-libbing and doing that and making the audience feel part of you. and that I just love it. My heart goes good, and that's one of the best things in my life. Was oh, sorry, you are the best thing in my life, darling. Sorry, that's it. You
No,
too.
that's it. That's it. You
And
can cut off now.
I would say the same thing. It's the people, it's the families, it's seeing 4 generations or 3 generations sitting in the one environment, watching you perform, entertain, and that you don't get that everywhere. You know, people can go to a movie and some people will like it, some generations, and the others don't. But the circus it's got something for everybody.
You see little kids and old people.
You had your go. Shut up.
Sorry.
Dad's go
And
now.
plus the Australian public. The Australian public, there's no one else in the world.
What's so different about them, Tammy?
They're the humour, I think. It's all the same. It's like you girls, what you do. People can appreciate that you're very down to earth and you have a joke at yourself first before you know, it's just the Australian way, I think.
Yeah. Are you right, Gary?
Dad's dozed off. Sorry.
It does.
Gary, what's your favourite thing about touring and performing in Australia?
The opening when your heart beats like a drum. The closing when the customers won't come. But there's no business like show business, like no business I know.
The Ashton family have been performing artists forever. Their show life is on stage, off stage. Their life is showbiz. So our hearts are so warmed to take home pieces of their show life to show off in our house in Winton.
Streaky, that was amazing.
Wasn't it lovely?
Yeah, I mean, that's just Australian history, circus history. I mean, you just don't know it. Is that one of the reasons we're doing this?
This is exactly why we're doing this. You know why else we're walking? Because Gary gave us a way that we drove our car in. Stuff it, we'll keep it real and we'll walk on the way out.
We need the workout anyway, sitting down for that long, you know.
Well, Lorraine's still performing in her 80s, we've got a bit to go.
Yeah.